The Syracuse-Georgetown rivalry has seemingly encompassed everything. A larger-than-life 7-foot head coach with a towel draped over his shoulder, body parts flying all over the place, and even an orange thrown at a backboard. The Bucks will still use their home locker room as they did throughout the regular season. The one difference, the firing of the cannons from the pirate ship, that won't be there. It's a long and somber trip home for Jim Boeheim and company after the Orange arrived right here at Cameron Indoor Stadium with aspirations of grabbing their first Quad 1 win of the season. Duke smashed those hopes, 85-71 over Syracuse down in Durham. As we gear up for Super Bowl 55 down in Tampa between the Buccaneers and Chiefs, each team will get to their respective hotel by this weekend. In this hotel where the Buccaneers are staying, a 6'6", 265-pound tight end in his 10th season, that's where he is putting his head on the pillow. And in here sleeps a 6'5", 260-pound tight end in his 8th season. I don't think queen-size beds are going to do the trick this week. And Georgia Tech led by as many as 13 in the first half. What is John Bolajak doing there? And the Orange have to find their way back into this one. Hey, to make nachos at home, Jaron, what do you need?
You need chips and cheese.
You also need a microwave, and that's what Alan Griffin was in this game. 20 points in the first half. He finished with 26. Round 1 of a top 4 showdown claimed by BC on Thursday. Round 2, we're back at it again inside the Carrier Dome today. It is number 3 Syracuse, number 4 Boston College. One final tune-up before next week's ACC tournament with the number 2 seed on the line. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Newhouse School on the campus of Syracuse University. It's the Cuse.com pregame show. Corey Spector and Jaron May. And Jaron, if you needed any reminder that these are two teams you could see on Memorial Day weekend in Towson, you got it on Thursday night. Chris Pfeif's also said that coming into the Carrier Dome is like the seminal moment in his collegiate coaching career, and why not? He's someone who played at the University of Maryland, went to 2 Final Fours there. He coached at VMI on the offensive side and then went to North Carolina, became the defensive coordinator, and now he's in his 5th year as the Vermont head coach. When he was inducted to the Hall of Fame back in May, he said he was embarrassed. Could you imagine him being embarrassed when making the Hall of Fame?
I would take some pride in that, but that's kind of who Coach Desko is. He likes to be a team-first guy, and he's put together a lot of talented rosters.
Well, Syracuse is going to need the tutelage of John Desko for this season and beyond. And the Orange's schedule, let's not sugarcoat it, it's always difficult. But 7 of the final 9 games after today against Vermont, they're all ranked opponents. And by the way, Stony Brook coming up is receiving votes.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
In this year's NFL Draft, Syracuse defensive backs Andre Cisco and Ifeatu Melifonwu were 2 of 259 players who had their names written on draft cards just like this. Cisco to the Jaguars, Melifonwu to the Lions, both in the 3rd round. One Orange player's name we surprisingly did not see, Trill Williams. However, after the conclusion of the draft yesterday, it didn't take him long to find his NFL home. Trill, get ready for some gumbo, some crawfish, a little jambalaya, my friend. Williams signed as an undrafted free agent with the New Orleans Saints minutes after the draft ended. The Yonkers, New York native suited up for 28 games here at Syracuse, started 15, and proved to be one of the defense's most versatile threats at outside corner, slot corner, and safety. Williams wrapped up his Orange career with 4 interceptions, 2 against Clemson. But hey, that's not the only Cuse player to sign the dotted line. Let's give some love to the punters. Nolan Cooney is also traveling down to the Big Easy. Cooney and New Orleans agreed on a deal, which now marks 3 consecutive Syracuse punters turning pro. Riley Dixon, Sterling Hoffrichter, and now Cooney, who paced the entire FBS in punting yards last season. Cooney has the opportunity to replace longtime Saints punter Thomas Morstead, who was released in March following 12 seasons with the Saints. Well, if Williams and Cooney are to stick professionally after not being drafted, make sure you follow the recipe of O'Shea Brissett. The former Cuse forward has averaged nearly 16 points per game since signing a 3-year contract with the Indiana Pacers on April 20th, and the hot streak only continued for Brissett last night. Brissett tallied another 16 points along with 13 boards for his 4th NBA double-double. The Canadian tied his career high with 40 minutes played and swatted 4 shots on the defensive defensive end to help Indiana notch, get this, a 152-95 victory over Oklahoma City, establishing the largest road win, a 57-point margin in NBA history. One in addition Brissett has been since moving up from the G League. The Pacers currently 9th in the Eastern Conference standings. And now the most exciting 2 minutes of sports. The 147th installment of the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs yesterday. Beautiful temps in the mid-70s, a 4-horse dash to the finish, and Medina Spirit at 12-1 wins the sprint, which means legendary trainer Bob Baffert claims his 7th Kentucky Derby, the most of any trainer in Derby history. Now, there always seems to be an orange connection with these big sporting events. The Kentucky Derby, no exception. Jim Boeheim in attendance with his wife, Julie. The reason? Well, Boeheim and local entrepreneur Adam Weitzman co-own Hidden Stash at 38-1 odds. Hidden Stash finished 14th. And as Boeheim tweeted, the Bluegrass State always holds a dear place in his heart. He and Julie met at a Derby party back in 1994. But hey, no elaborate or stylish hat for Coach Boeheim. I guess we'll have to find him one for 2022. Maybe he can wear one with those old-fashioned rimmed glasses that he used to wear. That'll wrap it up for sports. Back to you guys.